I love big butts and I cannot lie. Well, technically speaking, it's not really up my alley, but what I do love is strong butts. As we age, all of us, hormonally, men and women, are driven to lose muscle. When muscle cells up and disappear on us, we get weaker. As we get weaker, we tend to do less. As we do less, we lose more muscle and we get weaker. And that's why you get to the situation where you can hardly get yourself out of a chair and you've got to use your arms or get someone to help you get out of a chair, or you walk along the road and you stumble where normally you'd recover quickly. Now you stumble and fall. And accidents and situations like that start to become more common in our life. This is purely because we are losing strength around our buttock muscles, our quadriceps muscles, our hamstrings, our calves. So how can we reverse that trend? We can reverse it by doing resistance exercises, and particularly for our butt, because that's where you'll see it most often. When that gets weak, we are prone to all sorts of problems, losing balance. People feel insecure, so again, they become reliant on using aids like walking sticks and walkers and all that sort of stuff, or because they have no buttock muscle left. Okay, so how can we build those buttock muscles? How can we prevent those future problems as we age? I'm going to give you a few simple exercises to do that anyone can do anywhere that will turn the tide and will give you a butt to be proud of. So what do these butt muscles do? The first thing is that they extend the hip, that is, they pull the hip backwards. They also help in turning the hip out and turning the hip in. But what we're really concerned about are the bulkier muscles here, and their primary action is to pull the hip back. So the exercises we're going to be showing you are to help pull the hip back with resistance, with a bit of oomph behind them, so that we get this muscle reacting and building up strength. Well, I'm going to be your model today. I did ask Miranda Kerr, but sadly she had other engagements tonight, so you have to put up with me. So first exercise, and this is the simplest of all, really, unless you've got maybe some serious knee or hip or back problems, then you should be able to do this. And particularly if you're over 60, over 70, then I'd suggest this is really your starting point. And that is pushing your bottom up so that it's level with your hip and knee. So it's forming like a straight line. Hold that position, down. So what are you using to lift yourself up? Your butt muscles have to contract to extend your legs down, which is what lifts you. Doing 10 of those, a short rest, another 10, short rest, another 10, 30 in all. If that's too much for you, fine, start with 10, start with 5, start with 2 if that's all you can do, but do them. And then maintain that as a daily exercise, preferably 2 or 3 times a day, and then at the end of each week, as you move into the following week, lift the number that you do, so that you're always progressing the exercise. It's about progression. It's about forcing the muscle to do more than it wants to do, because that's the way you will gain in strength. So the second exercise is really a progression of that first one, a little harder, but very effective. In fact, research shows that this exercise can really fire up the buttock muscles. Now, when you see it, I'm not trying to be rude or lewd. It's just a really effective way to get your butt cranking. Use if you've got a settee or a low bench or something that you can rest your arms off, then that's good. I'm using the settee here, so I'm sure you've got something similar at home. The idea is push up through your feet, lifting your buttocks up off the deck, push them up towards the ceiling, down, up, down, up. And again, it's your buttock muscles that are powering that upward movement. Exercise number 2. Same rules apply in terms of how many you do and when you do them. But whatever you do, just start. Just do some. And if you can't do this one, start off with the one that we showed you before off the floor, and then progress to this one, and then to the others that I'm just about to show you. So exercise number 3. Now this is simple. You don't need much equipment, a step. I'm sure that you've all got a step at home somewhere. And if you haven't got a step inside your house, use a stool. If you haven't got a stool, garden wall. Something that you can step onto anyway, up onto. Now exercise, what could be simpler than this? Step up, down, up, down, up, down. Now the resistance is your own body weight. What could be more perfect than that? No barbells, no weights. All you need is your own body and the action of your own body to make your butt muscles stronger and firmer. Swap legs, up, down, up, down, up, down. Exercise number 4 in a minute. Okay, last but not least, the squat. And this is a great exercise for strengthening your butt and your quads and just about everything around the lower part of your body. And don't be frightened by it. People get frightened by the squat. Oh, it's so hard, you know, or they say, oh, I've got hip problems, or I've got knee problems, or I've got ankle problems, I can't do the squat. You can do the squat. You can do a modified squat. Anyone can do a modified squat, and I'll show you how in a minute. But in terms of starting as assuming that everything's intact, then the squat is quite simply going down and act like you're going to go sit on a stool behind you or a stump. Push that butt down, and the perfect squat, getting your knees parallel, your thighs parallel to the ground. Okay, can't do that for some reason or other. 1, you're not strong enough yet. 2, you have got knee or hip problems. Then I would recommend using something like a kitchen table, desk, putting your fingers on it so that you can put some of your weight through that, and then squat within the range of movement that you're comfortable with. You have to have some action of your butt and quads muscles when you do this. Hold the back of the chair, same thing. Use the chair as your stable point and squat using the chair to a point that you're comfortable with. I've got one client who actually uses her walker, and she uses, so there's no excuse. If you're on crutches, you can use your crutches as your focus, as your stable point. But this is a great exercise, and certainly one I want you to aim to get to a level of competence with, to keep butt muscles strong, quads strong, and in life, it's going to keep you from falling over, it's going to keep you secure, it's going to keep you from being fearful and frightened of moving, which is what happens to people at the end point of muscular weakness around their core and around their butt. So get into them. You will benefit.